Welcome back to Briggs on Books, our international talk show where we talk to authors from all over the world about their books, about their processes. How did they get from starting writing to finish writing and then getting it published? There's so many steps we're learning in there. And most of our viewers, it turns out, are writers. People who are trying to get their book published, their first book published. So what we like to do is bring on people who've done it, who've completed, who've been successfully gone from step A to the final step and their book is out. Our next guest is Wendy Sheffield. Welcome, Wendy.
Thank you very much.
Tell our viewers where you are.
United Kingdom, near Birmingham.
And she knows I can't say those names very well, so she says them for me.
That's all right, I understand.
Now, here in California, it's about 10:20 in the morning. What time is it there?
It is 17 minutes past 6 in the evening.
Past 6 in the evening. So it's about,
It's quite a time distance.
Yeah, I think it's an 8-hour difference. So now you've been on before, and you're actually one of my favorite guests. The subject is very interesting. By the way, I'm going to put up the cover of the book. And Past Lives and Social Contracts. Journey of the
Soul Contracts.
Soul Contracts.
Lives and Soul Contracts.
Past Lives and Soul Contracts, the Journey of the Soul. Tell us about the book, or tell us what's new with you.
I'll start from the beginning, really, because this includes my story. For viewers who have seen me twice before in the show will be aware that my spiritual journey started when my ancestors visited me in a dream 10 years ago, and it was not until I had this dream was I made aware of my spiritual gifts. Right, today I'm presenting just one book, which makes a change for me, which is in effect a prequel to my first book, which everybody knows is Spirit Writer, you know me. So this latest book, Journey of the Soul, Past Lives and Soul Contracts, is based on past lives and soul contracts, based around my soul contract, which I made with Spirit. For anyone who is new to the subject, a soul contract is something that we all must make before we return to the earth in our present form. I now know that it was my soul contract to understand and forgive my ancestors. They all knew that they had a gift, but because of the time they were born in, they considered a curse. No one in days gone by were allowed to talk about gifts. For this reason, I had not been told about my gifts because my ancestors were worried that my gift would hinder my life, like it had hindered theirs. However, due to the path my life took, they finally realised that my gifts could never be held back, and they come 10 years ago to put right a wrong and to tell me that they had their blessing to use my spiritual gifts. It is my sole purpose to help the world recognise and understand spiritual gifts and to tell the world Spirit is always with them, whether they believe it or not. And this is the aim of all my spiritual books. They all have a spiritual message contained in each one of them. And I'm just saying this for Spirit and the world at large, that I'm not bitter because of the fact that I have become aware of my spiritual gifts later in life, because it's given me the opportunity to have experience of the physical world before being aware of my spiritual gifts, which has enabled me to be able to have more understanding so I can guide others. And the most important part of what I've got to say it's all about soul contracts. But there's one important message which was given to me when I was writing my second book, Pure Spirit, which is all about, I actually channeled Spirit for most of it, every single word. And this one, when I first said it, I thought it was a message to a German lady I was speaking to. Not long after that, I realised that it was actually for the world. So I thought, as this is such an important book, I've now got to put this message in. Right, I will start. It basically means that we all need to understand each other, to understand spirit and the spiritual side of life. And when we all understand each other, we will all be able to work together all the way around the world, no matter what our language is. Anyway, this is what it says. Many people have many different thoughts. Many people only listen to their own thoughts. Understanding them isn't always easy. When there's understanding, there's happiness and no sadness. We should realise we're not alone. Spirit sends love to us and words that are needed. When we're all aware, people will understand. The knowledge comes down to everyone who's ready to receive it. Some people may question spirit intelligence, but the knowledge only comes to those who are ready for it. Ask, and the true meaning of love will come to us, and then everyone will be together as one. We'll be one voice, with no separation of language. We'll understand each other. When people work together and stand together, they won't stand apart, and everyone will share the love. Stop and listen, stop and share.
Wow.
And that's Spirit's message, which is quite powerful.
It's quite powerful. I'm speechless.
I wouldn't have been able to tell the world this, but
Yeah.
it was the fact that the German lady taped what I said. So, because I never remember things, you see, I just say things, and I never remember things. That's why I have to write everything down. And because she taped that message, that I'm able to give the world that message today.
Wow. That's amazing. It's just, I'm speechless, as I say. Now, that's quite a message to the world.
It is.
A wonderful message, I think. And
Yes.
Is this book about that message?
Yes, it is really, because it's all based upon for people to understand how their past lives and the soul contracts that they make before they come down to earth, the importance that will play on their lives. They are they are in charge.
Yeah.
They will be given. They'll say, "Do you want to do A, B, or C?" They won't be made. They'll be asked, and they will make a decision based on that. And that message is basically saying that we will all understand each other. We won't need a different language.
Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Spirit talk to you through your mind, mostly. And it wouldn't surprise me if language isn't done away with in the future. That's my prediction.
Okay.
My prediction is we will speak with our minds. And I really feel that.
That is wonderful. What do we do? Those of us who don't feel we have this gift, you're saying maybe we all have the gift? We need to ask or get our head in the right place?
Don't think of it so much as a gift. Think of it as a form of communication.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So I've learned to be a medium, like I was going on about mind. I've learned to be a medium, I'm still learning now, learning to use my mind. And they always say, don't they, the mind can do a lot more than they actually know. Even the doctors say that.
Yeah.
I know you're a lot more forward in America than we are in the UK. But the mind can do a lot more than people even realise. And Spirit know that, you see. And that's what that message says to me. Spirit is telling me that we will not need language because we will all understand each other because we're all talking with our minds, do you understand?
Yeah. What can we do to help prepare our minds for this or to open up our minds? I would imagine a lot of people are closed off.
Yeah. I would say communication is very important. You need to be able to communicate with your mouth before you communicate with your mind. And also being very open to other people's views. Don't think that yours is the most important view.
Okay.
You might have a different religion or whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter because it all boils down to one thing, God. So it doesn't matter that we've all got different religions, all different languages. We're all going to think the same if we'll only just listen to what other people say. We listen to what other people say, we will understand, but you need to listen. And that's the first start of communication, to listen,
To listen,
then speak.
There is a lot of divisiveness in the world, even this very day. Divisions over, and you may bring that all back to communication.
Religion is one of the most things that cause the most arguments in the world.
Yeah.
That's why I do think in the end, things are going to have to come together for us ever to understand each other around the world.
Yeah.
Because until these little silly things, it's basically saying we are all spirit, we are all one. And because of that, we don't need different languages, we don't need different religions. We are all one. We are all one spirit.
We're already all one spirit. We don't need to become it. We're already there.
We're already one spirit.
Okay. Tell us, I don't want to run out of time before I get to talk about the book a little bit. Tell us about the book and why we should get it, who should get it, because it's all very fascinating. Tell us about the book.
Well, basically, a lot of people are fascinated. A lot of people are fascinated by the spirit world. I mean, that's why I've written many books about it. And that basically, and also fascinated about past lives. I mean, I've even had a hypnotist therapy. I've had that done for myself. Mm-hmm. And the lady who was a professional hypnotist, even she was blown away. Because I said to her, just as laughing, I said, is there any way I could have made all this up? She said, what was coming through your mouth, there's no way could you have made that up. Okay. It was just coming. It wasn't like, I stopped to think about it. So, I had a little joke with her, but I'm best of friends. And I've put her address at the back of my book because I highly recommend her. Because she's not only a hypnotist, she's a spiritual lady as well, combining the two.
Good.
Sure.
Now, by the way, I don't want to run out of time before we get to, I have your web address on the screen, healingwithspirit.co.uk.
Yes.
What will our guests find there?
Well, they'll find the fact that I'm a spiritual healer and I offer spiritual services. They will see all my books, but generally people like to buy on Amazon anyway.
Yeah.
And there's also loads of video. I've got a own YouTube channel, and there's loads of clips you can click into, either see on the website or click into YouTube. But I did start with the YouTube channel because I give short spiritual messages on there. But
now, if they go to your web channel, your web address, will they be able to connect with you? Maybe set up an appointment or something?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can, straight away. All my contact details are on there, all the links. And, I don't mind if people call me, want to speak to me before they engage me. I always prefer that, in fact.
Yes.
And,
Wendy, we are totally out of time because
that's fine.
Something messed with our connection, or our viewers didn't get to see it, but we had a lot of trouble getting on the air today. But give us a last thought for our viewers on anything you want to talk about.
Just don't be so closed-minded. Always listen to what other people say, and just share each other's thoughts. That's basically it. Just share thoughts, and learn to love instead of hate.
Wendy,
it's easier said than done, but
you delivered us such an incredible message today. I hope everybody gets it and listens to it and passes it on to other people. And also, please order Wendy's book.
It is in my book. It is in my book, Pure Spirit, if you want to actually read it. That's the second book.
Okay, very good.
But, I felt that message was so powerful that I just, I had to give it today.
Thank you so much, Wendy. We have to run. Our next guest will be up. For our viewers, don't go anywhere. We're going to have another author right after this.